and welcome to Giggles and Gays, the podcast where we talk about whatever we want to. I'm Alan.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're gay. Hey. Wow, that was terrible.
Well, last week we had like a really nice themed one.
We used all of our energy.
Which we should have used this week.
Well, yes, this is true.
But now we don't.
Let's just, for gays and giggles, do it one more time. I'm Alan.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're gay. That was not any better.
I went up a little. He went up a little bit.
I just stayed the same.
Yeah, so
I
why...
was perfect the first time.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so I've got it.
Okay.
Are you guys ready for it?
What are we ready for?
Let's all gay to the movies.
Let's all gay to the movies.
I will see myself out.
I mean, just be quiet. Don't let the dogs.
Please,
okay?
no talking during the movies.
They get no talking or texting during the movie. Also, no texting while you're driving.
We're not driving. We're at the movies.
But they're probably listening in the car.
Oh,
yeah.
So don't text and drive. Keep it on us the entire time you drive.
This has been a PS.
All 10 episodes. So first, before we go any further, before we talk about our man crush, before we talk about anything, I think a big, huge 100 cajillion bajillion % congratulations goes out to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Congratulations. Thank you. Now get to work. Let's go. Fix stuff so that way we can be happier and also make Donald Trump disappear. Woo.
hopefully that
get in
age.
trouble for that.
Hopefully this ages well.
Hopefully this age is real.
We've got a few months to see.
Yeah. We have another.
Why would we get in trouble?
Well, because I said make Donald Trump disappear.
I mean, that's not... You didn't...
What if the Secret Service is listening to us?
Well, then they better showing up on our...
They better start adding to our our listens.
Let's be honest. If there was a gay Secret Service, they would not be working for Donald Trump at this point. Let's be 100%
Anyway, so what's this week's topic, boys?
We're going to be talking about the movies.
Movies.
So that is going to start... Oh, wow, that was good. That's going to start off with our Man Crush Monday. And our Man Crush Monday this week happens to be the incomparable, the amazing, the person who has conquered stage, screen, and Wolverine's claws, Hugh Jackman.
Except for Wolverine Origins.
Oh, I haven't
Those
seen
claws
that
were not
movie.
even attached to his hand.
I haven't even seen that movie.
I haven't seen it.
Don't.
I treat it
Is
a
that
lot...
the one where he dies?
No, that's
Logan.
Logan.
Which one is Origins?
The first one.
It's...
Oh, is that where he kills his wife? But then she's not really dead?
Maybe? I haven't seen it.
I've only seen it once and it's terrible. It's the one where Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. The first time.
Oh, he's the bad Deadpool.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have seen that one.
See, you forgot about it because it was that bad.
You pushed it to the
that's
back
true.
of your mind.
I mean...
Anyway.
But yes, Hugh
Beautiful
Jackman,
man.
who has been in multiple things. He's been on the stage. But he's been in lots of different genres of movies. So he has been in action. He's been in romance. Do you remember what romantic comedy he was in?
Ooh, no.
It was called Kate and Leopold.
Oh, no, I don't.
What?
Kate and Leopold, he was someone from the future, or from the past. He gets transported to the future, like the tight white pants and the very Victorian age. And he gets transported to the future, and they're trying to figure out how to get him back, and he falls in love with this girl named Kate. Kate and Leopold. Romantic comedy.
That sounds like a good movie.
It was a pretty decent movie, but it was Hugh Jackman.
Was he a good showman in it?
He was the greatest showman. So there he's been in musicals. Has he been in a drama? Les Mis. Oh no, that was just
Logan
terrible.
is a
that
drama.
wasn't a drama.
Thank you very much.
Huh?
Logan is a drama.
Oh.
It pulls at your heartstrings.
Oh. I said he was in Les Mis and that was the drama, but I said, oh wait, no, that's
It's
just
a musical.
terrible.
Well, yeah.
That was just a tragedy.
What? Russell Crowe was the best.
Funny story is, something just popped up on Facebook or something the other day, and it was the part where he's like, you're going to be leaving, and then it's Russell Crowe singing.
You were scrolling through Netflix when we were trying to figure out something to watch,
Scrolling through
and
Netflix,
I was brushing my teeth, and you had left it on the preview thing, and that popped up, and all I kept thinking was, babe, are we really gonna watch Les Mis before bed? Like, I'll fall asleep real fast, but is that what we're choosing?
Prisoner 7625.
Anyway, continue.
But yes, so everyone, our Man Crush Monday of this week is the wonderful Mr. Hugh Jackman.
We did say his name, right?
We did say Hugh Jackman a lot. And if Hugh Jackman, if you would like to follow us, that would be great. Also, we do a quick shout out to all of our followers, all of our wonderful people that are following us. Make sure you share our stuff. But we will stop that, and we will go ahead and dive right into the episode. Jeff, I believe you're going to start us off.
Yes. Let's talk about books to movies. I know we've briefly mentioned it before, and we said we would talk about it eventually. Well, we've arrived to eventually.
Oh, God.
Welcome to eventually.
Oh,
so,
Eventually.
first off,
yes.
Alan.
Yes.
What is your favorite, book to movie series or something like
Can
that?
I say 2?
Yeah,
you didn't give me a number.
No, you have to say
tradition
2.
of Larry.
You have to say. I was gonna say you have to say 2 because no matter how many we say, Larry has 10 more.
Well, see, I was listening to those other episodes where it's like, okay, you have 1. Okay, so I'm going to tell you 10.
That's how he is. He tried to stop himself that one time too, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
I can't. That's it. I love
But
so
Alan,
many things.
Alan, what are some of your favorite? What are some of your favorites?
Okay, I'm going to say 2. First one is Ella Enchanted. Does anybody remember the book?
Yeah.
I can't remember who wrote it, but the book was very much like the movie. It had Anne Hathaway in it, and Vivica A. Fox, and a lot of other people. Minnie Driver, she was in it. Minnie Driver was also the voice of Jane from Tarzan, Disney's Tarzan. But it was good. It's just a good movie to book. It's basically about a girl who she was blessed by a fairy godmother, but the fairy godmother gave her the ability to always do what she's told. And then, of course, people start taking advantage of it. It's really a good book and movie. Second one, this has got to be probably my all-time favorite book when I was a kid. It's the BFG, The Big Friendly Giant.
I picked Roald Dahl.
Did
one
you?
of mine. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the BFG as a book. And then when it got turned into a movie, I was equally happy with it because they did a lot of the fun stuff that was in the book. But those are my 2 favorites.
Oh, me? My turn?
I don't know. Jeff is just sitting there looking at you.
I looked at him. I shook my head at him because he looked at me.
You did the uh-huh.
Yeah, he looked at me and he was like,
okay.
Is it me?
You did the bro head
Is
nod.
it me?
You did the uh-huh.
All right. Well, I've got a few, like always.
Who saw that?
Okay, guys.
Of course,
we'll be back in 20 minutes.
So, of course, Harry Potter's going to be on there because Harry Potter. Like, even if there are things that I would have changed about them or, updated authors I would have booted out.
Well, not booted out at the time. Booted out now.
Authors I would have sat down before they started going on tirades and been like, look, you're going to make these movies and then you're going to disappear.
Somebody should have taken away her Twitter.
Disappear. Anyway, what else? Oh, Inkheart was a surprisingly good adaptation.
We own that book
Yeah.
somewhere.
And the movie, I think.
Right,
But it was...
it's literally right there.
Yeah,
Right
it's
there?
right up there. But I
We
remember
just put
reading
that bookshelf together yesterday.
I remember reading it as a kid, and it was really good because it was all about this person who, when he read stories, the things in them would come out of the book and come to life.
Wasn't Brendan Fraser in the movie?
Yeah, I think he was the dad. But it was good. And then both versions of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I did not like the second time.
The horror film?
The Johnny Depp one, I did not like it.
It's trippy.
I enjoyed it because of how different it was from its the first one. Like the first one is really it's pretty close to the book, and I like the newer one because they're like, okay, so we're gonna take the idea, we're gonna take a whiff of the fragrance,
Just a little
and
bit.
then we're gonna run the other way with it. I'm gonna read the plot description. I'm gonna tell my friend the plot description. He's gonna tell a friend, and then that guy's gonna write the movie. We're gonna play
That's
telephone.
accurate.
Because there were so many parts that were good, and then there were so many parts that were weird, but
Like his teeth?
What?
His teeth.
Oh, because his dad was the dentist?
No, Johnny Depp's teeth. They were like they were super, super pearly white, and it just didn't make any sense.
Because his dad was a dentist.
Just didn't make any sense.
And then he couldn't have any candy ever.
But
they didn't go full on Dumbo with it. And I'm okay with that.
yeah.
But, Jeff, what about you?
Oh, what about me?
Favorite books?
I think it's Harry Potter, right?
I've been sitting here trying to find a favorite one.
Do you just hate them?
And I think I'm just I think I'm just too critical on them because, like, Ready Player One's my favorite book, but the book and the movie are vastly different. Now, I think I've mentioned this before too. It's probably because of all the IPs they would have had to do because it takes place a lot with like 80s video games and stuff like that. So in order to put it into the movie, you need a lot of the IPs. The second book comes out next week. The sequel, finally.
Hasn't it been, like, forever since the first book?
Yeah, the sequel. Ready Player 2 comes out next week.
Wow.
But anyway, Tyrant. I think I've mentioned I like the Harry Potter movies for what they are as a separate series from the book. A book to movie that I do like is Holes.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Holes is, like, accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, accurate.
I would say as often as I forget about it, that's one of the very few like perfect book to movie adaptations where I didn't lose anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it was my favorite Shia LaBeouf movie.
We'll go with Holes.
Yeah,
that's a good choice. That's a really good choice. I like that movie.
No one would ever think of Holes, right?
No,
no one saw that. No one saw that. Your guys' faces were like,
it had so many good people in it too. Like Sigourney Weaver was in it.
Yeah,
so good.
Would you guys? Kind of going off the Harry Potter stuff, would you rather read a series first or watch the movies first? Kind of like, for me, a lot of the time, like, I saw the trailer for Ready Player One, and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then I found out it was a book, so I read the book before the movie came out, because I wanted to know what was going to... See, that's my problem. I like to know what's going to happen before I go to the movie, if I know it's based off a book. So I'll read the book, and then when I go see the movie, then I get annoyed.
You know, I think it depends on the concept. Because for me, and this is a lot with me in books in general, I don't like to get books that I don't really know a lot about, because then I read into it and then I get disappointed and I'm like, well, maybe it'll get better. And then I keep reading and I keep reading and I'm like, this just isn't for me. So I think, honestly, if I would say watch the movies and then read the books. Because like Jurassic Park, which is another great movie based on a book, like, in the book, there were a lot of minor details that were swapped. Like, the two kids, their identities were switched for the movie. But in the book, like... But ultimately, it didn't matter. But reading the book after having watched the film, it was enjoyable, and I could kind of, like, watch it in my head, but then I could appreciate those little differences.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather watch the movie to get excited to read the book. Just because I feel like with a lot of the Harry Potter stuff, I mean to name one, with a lot of the Harry Potter stuff, I was more disappointed watching the movie having already read the book.
Well, and I was going to bring up Harry Potter. I think, see, my problem with Harry Potter is I don't know which way to go. Because I feel like if you watch the movies, but then you read the book, you're going to be like, well, what's all this extra shit? Like, why is there... Because a lot, especially the fifth one... There's a lot of shit in there. It's the biggest book, and like, the movie kind of guts it all because it's Harry's development as a angsty teenage boy, and he's being grumpy.
To be
the whole
fair,
time.
I hated reading that.
I hate that.
I hated him in the book, and I hated him in the movie.
I didn't mind him in the movie because I didn't have to listen to him being like, "It's my angry rage monster,"
but
he's angry at everything.
Yeah, but if you read Half-Blood Prince and watch the movies, they're two different things completely. Because Half-Blood Prince is all about Voldemort's past in the book. And then in the movie, it's not.
You barely get to see him as a kid with Dumbledore.
You don't.
And you don't dive into. Oh, that was in the 7th?
What? No, that was in the 6th.
Yeah, but you don't dive into anything before that.
No. The whole 6 books are all about Voldemort's past and then figuring out about the Horcruxes.
Now, to be fair, though, I imagine it would be hard to split that to choose between them because when we were reading the books and the movies, they were all coming out pretty close to each other.
Well, that was the problem. I think I've mentioned that too, especially with the Harry Potter movies. I think you could, not that they're bad, but I think you can make a more cohesive movie series now that the books are out and you actually know what the ending is.
You can pick and choose which information you need to keep and which bits you can skip.
Because there are minor details in the movies that they do skip and cut out that actually take place in 7 and 8.
Yeah.
So.
No, I was just agreeing. I was listening. I was like, that's everything I was.
No, we know, and we were going off it.
Everything I was gonna say.
We were going off it.
Yay! no, I like it. Basically, what I was saying was like you guys were saying everything that was in my head that I wanted to say about that series, and then I'm just left with, yay!
Well, yeah, because I think that kind of goes into what the third question I was going to ask is how would you compare, especially with Harry Potter. I don't think I can. I mean, I can compare Harry Potter left and right. I know exactly what's supposed to be in the movies and what wasn't, and I can tell you what got left out because this certain book wasn't out yet when this movie was made. But I think my problem is I'm very critical of things. So when I watch the Ready Player One movie, but then I reread the book again because I read the book first, watched the movie, and then I listened to the audiobook right before quarantine or something like that. Because I was like, oh, I want to listen to it again. I'm like, wow. And then I rewatched the movie during quarantine, and I was like, wow, these are just like completely two different entities. You took the idea of what it is, and then just did something. And it's like, I don't think you watched it yet, and you don't want to. Do you know what I'm going to say?
I mean...
No, not Ready Player One. I'm about to say a different movie.
What movie?
Artemis Fowl.
Oh, you're fine.
I had read it a long time ago, so I reread it before I watched the one that they released, and it's a garbo. Ooh. And yes, what's his face? Josh Gad's in it, and I hate him. But it's garbo. The movie makes no fucking sense. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm like, why am I still watching this? And I finished it, but I didn't want to.
I have not. If I said that I had not heard that from anyone, I'd be lying. Everyone says it's completely different than the book. In that aspect, I feel like they left a lot out of it because they wanted to put it on Disney Plus, and they probably saw like a great thing like, oh, we should just go ahead and do it. And I think they kind of ruin a lot of the stuff.
From what I heard, the movie has been in development for years before it actually came out. Mm. I think that's where it kind of got lost and the issues happened. Because if your movie's stuck in limbo for 10 years, you're not going to get the product you want. But the book's simple. It's a simple book. It takes place in one place.
It's a middle school book.
Yeah. It takes place in one place. So I don't know how you fuck it up. But anyway.
Well, I will find a way.
We know.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Thanks for his Rage TED Talk.
I think for me, comparing and contrasting books to movies, like the things that I need to stay the same are... The things that I look for is characterization to be similar, if not the same. Or at least for the elements of the characters to be present. Like in Jurassic Park, I don't care that the identities of the kids switched, because ultimately that characterization was still there for the character. And for the characters where it mattered, it was still there. And then the story that they're trying to tell. I don't care if they change things or twist things. Like for, this kind of is, but it isn't, Death Note. I like the story of Death Note, not the newest movie.
They did that as Netflix, right?
That was the newest one they did. I have not watched that. I'm not counting it.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it's terrible because they tried to take what was very much a Japan-centric story and make it like, hey, it's this white kid in America. And apparently it just gets bad from there. So, like, there are 3 versions that I have consumed. Does that sound bad?
Watched. Digested.
Observed.
Yeah, witnessed. There's the manga story, which is pretty neatly wrapped. There's the anime, which is, they added a lot of extra stuff, but it was pretty. And then there was the Japanese movie, which was broken into 2 parts. And each one had a different ending. But because the core of the idea stayed the same, it was fun getting to go through all 3 of them because it was a slightly different story, so it was worth seeing them. But it wasn't exactly the same. It's like riding Big Thunder Mountain here at Magic Kingdom versus Big Thunder Mountain Disneyland. It's the same ride, but there's enough differences to make you want to ride both.
To kind of gripe off of that, I think my biggest issue with the Harry Potter movies is how Voldemort dies. He's just supposed to die.
Yeah,
he's
that
not
was a
supposed.
weird one.
When they disintegrate him into like the clouds of smoke, it kind of makes him. It makes him seem like he's bigger than what he is.
Than just a sad, loveless dude.
Yeah, and he's just a person.
He was just supposed to die.
He literally, and it's supposed to take place in the Great Hall, which also really bothered me too that it didn't. But he's just supposed to get hit by the curse because it rebounds, and he just falls on the ground dead. That's it. That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, that's how the curse is supposed to be. The curse doesn't disintegrate.
Well, and I think that's what really like I remember sitting there watching it. And I'm like, the fuck's happening?
Well, and it's been a while since I've read the book, but I always, in my head, I pictured it that it not only was he like left without any Horcruxes and stuff, but literally the force of Harry just using his biggest, most used spell and using it with like just like, look, this is who I am. That overpowered him, and then he was like, all right, well, I'm dead though. And
Well,
it was kind of poetic in that like he didn't even use a killing spell. It was literally just drop your wand.
Well, it's because Harry couldn't die because he had the Elder's Wand and he had all three Horcruxes, or all three of the Deathly Hallows.
Right,
But,
no, 100%, yeah.
but I get what you're saying. I get where you're coming with. I get where you're coming with it, though.
Now, I have to admit, the one thing they did right in that movie was
Are we
my
talking
favorite
specifically
part.
about Part 8?
Part 8, specifically Part 8. The part that they did the best, because honestly, splitting it into two parts, lots of mumbo jumbo. I'm not going to get into that. But when they did when Bellatrix died, and they did that whole scene with Mrs. Weasley, and she's like, not my daughter, bitch. Hands down, my favorite part in the entire Harry Potter series. Because it was the most book to movie accurate, I felt, for me. My opinion only.
Gave me the happy smileys.
It did. The whole audience, you could tell, was like, that was perfect. That's what it was supposed to be.
I agree with you. That is it's one of my favorite lines in all the books.
I remember reading the book and going, yes!
The first two movies are the most accurate movies. They're the longest.
Right.
Pretty much. But they are the most accurate book to movie adaptations that we have of it. Because the only things they left out in that are minor type things.
Like a room in the first book.
And then it goes straight downhill when you get to Prisoner of Azkaban. Because the director, Alfonso whatever, wanted to focus on the aesthetic of Hogwarts rather than the fucking story.
Right. No, I can agree with you. The first two movies are why I continued to read the Harry Potter books.
It made it magical. Mm-hmm. And then
especially
it kind of
Dumbledore.
Well, and the other problem too was they were doing that Dumbledore was good.
Yeah.
Too bad he died.
He couldn't have withstood it in the rest of the movies though. He was just too old. I don't think he could have been the Dumbledore he needed to be for the rest of the movies.
Well, yeah, he also died.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like he was already to that point where he was like
even if he was healthy, his demeanor wouldn't have matched what Dumbledore needed to be later.
Yeah, well, yeah. What was I gonna say?
I'm sorry, I took it away from you.
We were talking about the first two movies, right?
That they were super accurate. It was only missing things, and then the third one went downhill.
Third one. Oh, because the nice part about 1 and 2 was they filmed them right back to back, so they aged properly in those movies.
Right.
But then there was a gap between 2 and 3, and then they awkwardly look older.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it started to go downhill too, because they were accurately the right age. Most of them. I know Rupert was older than Emma and Daniel, but they were close to the right age they were supposed to be. So they looked like they were supposed to be 11-year-olds in their first year of school. But then it got off track, and the whole problem is the books weren't done. That's the whole problem.
Right. They didn't know what they needed to add into things to make them symbolize more for the other books.
I will say, when 7 and 8 came out, we were on that hitch of they were making a lot of the Twilight movies were coming out and all that stuff. A lot of them were doing the last book in 2 parts. But I will say I think Deathly Hallows needed to be in 2 parts.
Because it was, a
lot. You got to find 6 Horcruxes in the course of a book. It needed to be 2 parts. And I understand the first part 1 is ridiculously boring. But if you read the book, the first half of the book is literally that's all they do. Is they're just jumping. There's more details about it of them jumping from place to place to try and hide in the woods and stuff like that. But that's literally what they do for the first half of the book.
Yeah.
It's straight up what they do. All the action takes place. Because I always thought that, and it must have been when I've only seen the movies a couple times at that point, I thought part 1 had them breaking into Gringotts. But it's not. It's the beginning of part 2. That's how part 2 starts.
Oh, yeah, huh?
It's the beginning of part 2. At the end of part 1 is when they're like, Ollivander's like, oh, we got to break into Gringotts. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And that's where it ends.
Oh, right, because it ends with Dobby dying.
Yes. Ends with Dobby dying.
Spoiler.
Dobby dies.
I've seen people post pictures all the time of like the beach and stuff where Dobby died.
Yeah.
And they put their shells there for him. It's really cute.
Yeah, but all the action takes place in part 2. But that's how it is in the book too. The second half of the book is all the action.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. I wish it would have just been in 1. But
That would have been a real crammed movie though.
I know I would have just.
I'm also okay with like having 4-hour movies. But that's
yeah,
me.
I don't mind having 4-hour movies.
They're not going to make a 4-hour Harry Potter movie.
Oh God, no. I hope they at least do something with the stage play that they came out with to make that into a movie. I think that would be a lot of fun to be into a movie.
I don't want to talk about that one.
Why?
Why? I don't want to talk about it. So, that was great, guys.
That was fun.
But
I hope everyone enjoyed our episode. Oh, wait. We're not done?
Oh, no, we are. I was going to say it's time for my favorite time.
Oh, it's time for his favorite time.
To pit you two against each other.
I still love you, Mr. Man.
Does that mean it's the can you quote it?
Can you quote it?
Can you quote it?
Hold for applause. Hold for applause. All right, guys, welcome back. This week I got Alan and Larry again.
Yay, the only two contestants.
Our reigning champion right now. Well, only 2 contestants right now. Maybe we'll have a guest on the show one time.
Ooh, a phone in. Maybe you'll be lucky and get picked.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, our reigning champion right now with Alan coming here to try and dethrone him.
Yay.
Do you guys remember the rules?
Yes.
Should we go over the rules for our listeners at home?
No, we shouldn't.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go over the rules. I know it's your favorite part.
I ask you a quote, and you can interrupt me. It's fine. If you need to give me the name of the movie or the character, if you give me the character, the other person can give me the name of the movie and still get a point too.
Oh. Was that part of the rules?
Yeah, it was one of the original rules.
Oh, I do.
It was like the last one we slipped in there, and you were like, oh, that's great.
And I didn't do anything because I'm terrible.
So, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We all ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, and you buzz in.
Oh.
Is it buzz? Do we not go ding?
I don't remember. Did you ding last time?
We did ding last
Ding?
time.
You can ding.
Okay.
We'll eventually buy buzzers or something. It'll be great.
We could use a maraca. I have one somewhere.
All right. Everybody ready?
Let's do it.
I don't have friends. I got family.
No clue. Don't have friends.
ding.
I have family.
Godfather?
Nope.
Okay.
Alan?
I didn't know. I thought it was worth a shot.
Don't have friends. I got nothing.
Furious 7.
we were not going to.
We haven't even seen the first one.
It's all about family, guys.
Ah, man.
All right,
I should have known.
I'll give you a nice one. Ogres are like onions.
Ding.
Ooh. Ooh.
That was a tie. Do we both get a
I'm thinking
point?
of a number between 1 and 10. Go.
6.
3.
8. Larry?
Shrek?
Yep.
You said ogres. And you should... Ah, man. That should have been a different ogre quote from, like, some weird... like, some obscure thing.
You're my boy, Blue.
What?
You're my boy, Blue.
Oh. No, it's Will Ferrell. Ah.
My blue boy.
So close.
It's good. I know it.
You're my boy, Blue.
It's
Step Brothers?
Wrong.
Talladega Nights?
You got one answer
Oh,
wrong.
you didn't tell me I can only answer one time.
Come on, you can do it.
Oh, no, you
It's
can't.
not that old.
No, you can't. You're my boy, blue.
It's not that old.
because I know because it's literally it's after it's Isn't it like a wrestling contest with a bikini clad lady in mud, and it's this like 80-year-old guy, and they're
Explaining
wrestling.
the movie does not.
And then
It's not that old. You out? You done?
Ding, old school.
There you go. I tried to give it to you like 5 times.
You haven't even
I was
seen
gonna
that
be
movie.
like, I wanted to be like, no, this came out like over 10 years ago.
It's called Old School. That's why I said it's not that old. All right, ready for the next one?
Okay.
Sure.
Dude, where's my car?
Ding! Dude, where's my car?
Hey.
Good job, babe.
I know, thanks.
All right, let's see.
I should back away from
I just wanted to take another look at you.
Oh,
That's not a ding. That's an oh.
Just wanted to take another look at you. Ding?
Yeah?
ding,
Harrison Ford?
ding,
No.
No.
ding,
That's an actor, not a character.
Oh.
ding. A Star is Born.
Yes.
We haven't even seen that movie.
Yeah, but it's that meme where he's leaning out the car and then he's like, hey, and then she turns around, what?
Ready?
Just want to take another look.
Ready?
Oh, God.
You got to hear this one song. It'll change your life, I swear.
Ding. It is Requiem for a Dream.
Wrong.
Damn it. Damn it.
I don't know.
Garden State.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner.
Ding.
You're... Yes.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yes.
Barbossa, played by Jeffrey Rush? No. Yes? No. No.
It's Jeffrey something. Yeah, Jeffrey something.
Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah. So, Alan,
Yes.
if he gets the next one... oh, no. Sorry. He's going to be at 5. You're at 4.
Oh,
You're at 1. It's 4-1.
I love you, babe.
That one's way too easy. I can't do that one. Hold on. I want to play a game.
Ding. Saw?
Yeah.
Yay!
Alan, just go for it. It doesn't matter if you think you know it, just go for it.
No.
All right. If Larry gets it, he wins. They call me Mr. Glass.
That's not the title of it, is it?
You didn't ding.
Ding. Mr. Glass.
Wrong.
I got nothing.
Unbreakable.
We didn't know half of these movies.
You didn't know how.
Unbreakable is a very popular movie, and Glass just came out 2 years ago.
Oh,
Or last year. If you don't get this one...
bonus round for more points.
He didn't win yet.
Oh.
He still has to get one more. This is Sparta.
Ding. 300.
Ding.
Yeah?
Sparta.
No, it's 300.
This is
All right.
Sparta.
We'll do...
Kick.
Do you want one more just to see if you can...
How many points am I behind?
5.
Okay, this is for 5 points.
Okay. Cello, you've got a bass. I love this movie.
So it's got to be something dumb. Ding. Guardians of the Galaxy?
School of Rock.
Oh,
Oh,
I've never seen
cello.
that
You've
movie.
got a bass.
Do you want another one?
Yes, for 5 points.
Trying to
Where
find
the
a
points
movie.
are made up.
Where the points are made up and nobody wins. Where everybody wins.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
Let's see. The law says you cannot touch, but I think I see a lot of lawbreakers up in this house tonight.
Ding! Magic Mike.
Hey, I figured he'd get one. All right, ready for the
Oh,
tiebreaker?
that's a tiebreaker.
You won. It's okay.
No, I won.
You're
I
a
won
wizard,
by
eh?
a lot.
Ding.
Ding!
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Harry wins.
was fake news. I won. I won by a lot.
How?
I won by a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There was voter fraud.
I won by a big amount.
There was point fraud here.
It's because of my mail-in dings.
Well, Alan.
I think we found our preview part.
Alan,
Yes, I got.
you can always come back next week.
It's true.
Next time. I don't know if it'll be next
I
week.
don't think I'm leaving because I live here.
It'll be next time. But, Larry,
Yay!
you still keep the prize of pride?
Yay!
Not prize? Just some pride?
Am I hired back yet?
You gotta win 3 times.
Three times.
You gotta win 3 times in a row to get hired back. You're still on your temporary, your temp position. You're in your temp position right now. We're testing out the waters again. But good job, guys. One day you'll come back. We'll find a quote area that you know. Like maybe I'll just do drag race
The
quotes.
thing is, I know the quotes. It just never comes out of my mouth quick enough. Yeah, because I think and then I ding. He just dings and then thinks.
So as long as you get the ding in, I give you a couple seconds. Maybe I'll have to do a couple second rule.
Yeah, because
You
he
ding
takes forever.
You ding. I need it in 5 seconds. Anyway, thanks for playing, guys.
We had no choice. We wrote it down. We had to do it.
It was on the itinerary.
It was on the itinerary.
I'll just bring it up randomly one time. I'll be like, hey guys, can you quote this?
Hey, surprise! Can you quote it?
No. At least it's not TVs. I'm terrible at TV because I don't really find anything in TVs quotable. Except Bazinga.
There's some good. Had to just bring it in, didn't you?
Sorry.
Had to bring it in. Had to bring. You know, I was wearing a Flash shirt one time.
Who?
Me. I was wearing my Flash
Yeah,
t-shirt.
One time?
I was wearing my Flash t-shirt in public, and some person walks by and they're like, "Oh, nice Bazinga shirt." I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. First off, I was like,
That's
fuck?"
such an insult.
I was like, the fuck? I'm wearing a Flash shirt. Then I realized later that it was a Big Bang reference. And I burned that shirt and bought a new one.
But wait. I was like, wait, haven't I seen you in that shirt recently?
Not recently. I haven't worn one in a while. Unless I wore it the other day. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen you in it before.
Either way, I think it's time for someone to take over from my spotlight.
So,
Your spotlight has been dimmed.
Next topic in this series is movie series. Any movie with the sequel, prequel, franchise, things like that. Favorites?
That's a really good question.
Twilight. They were actually playing at work the other day.
So
That's terrible.
I did try
I'm
to
kidding.
give the first one an honest watch because I was a teenager and I was watching it and I was like making fun of it, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down. I'm really gonna try and like this, and I just couldn't.
Just watch New Moon. Taylor Lautner's shirtless the whole time. Can't
that is a true statement.
Can't go wrong.
Fair. Didn't we see him as a kid in? Oh, it was Cheaper by the Dozen too. Oh,
He's
baby.
also Shark Boy.
Apparently, the Shark Boy and Lava Girl reunion movie, or their parents, and apparently both of the people who were Shark Boy and Lava Girl are in it. So
Yeah, they're the parents.
well, yes, I know, but I mean they
Lava
didn't replace them,
Boy.
Right.
Like they didn't change who they were.
Yeah. Well, I don't think T. Lot's doing anything right now. So
God no, not for that one movie he did.
Still banking off of his
the one where he was the
Twilight movie.
running around and stuff.
He was part of a cowboy gang or something.
Oh, not the
37.
the
Despicable
Adam,
Seven?
yeah, the Adam Sandler one.
Yes.
Yeah, the one Netflix one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I would say probably one of my favorite series of movies is Back to the Future.
That's a good one.
I really like all the Back to the Futures. My favorite one is the Western one because I really like Clara and the train.
Clara. Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also like the Little Mermaid movie series ones. Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Ocean, or Return to the Sea.
Isn't there a third
Melody is her daughter.
one? Isn't there a third one?
There's a prequel
Yeah, there's a prequel. You see Ariel's mom.
for like half of
One
it.
of Triton's
When he
wives.
bans music because she used to sing and it makes him sad.
And then, yeah. I don't count that.
Mine's not really Twilight.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
I
is
said
it
it's not. I said it's not.
I know, but I partly
I
didn't
said it as a
believe you.
joke, but then like Larry like really started talking about Twilight, and I was like,
I gotta clarify.
I guess this is a thing now.
Wait, is it that one thing with the book with the tie and stuff in it? That dirty movie?
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah, is it that
No,
series?
I was going to say a 50 Shades of Grey quote, though, because it was on here, but it talked about a pussy, and I didn't.
WAP.
No, not WAP. Not some WAP. Mine would probably be Star Wars?
Fair.
Also good series
Fair.
of series.
Star Wars.
Just to go back on that WAP really quick. This has nothing to do with movies. I just think it's funny. We have a couple friends, CJ and Katie. They had made this new drink, and it was called it was made of Whitney vodka or something. And he didn't want to call it the Wet Whitney for obvious reasons, because she drowned in the tub and it was wet. Yeah, so I was like, I'll come up with a new name. So I called it the Wapple. And Katie's like, what does that mean? I was like, well, have you listened to that one song?
Did you just downplay Whitney drowning in a tub to make a point?
Well, no, that's why I was like, you don't want to call it that. I said that. You don't want to call it the Wet Whitney.
We had to point it out.
Anyway, well, I didn't know if anyone knew that.
Now they all know. They didn't.
So instead, they called it the Wet Ass Pink Lemonade. I know that was random.
The
It's
Waffle.
the Wapple. The Wapple. But yeah, no. Shout out to Katie and CJ.
So Star Wars. Larry, what about you?
I have a few written down.
I knew there was going to be multiple. If the question was, what's your favorite? But here we go. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it's because they're all.
He asked the question, though.
Yeah.
But he didn't say we could pick more than one. I'm just going to
also
assume
didn't-
every question is like 10 answers now.
I also didn't say you couldn't. I said favorites.
Remember, this is the
That was
temp.
a one-word
This is a
question.
temp.
Say
This is a
favorites.
temp position.
So I'll narrow it down to 3.
You can say as many as you want.
So as many as I want to say is 3. Indiana Jones. Even though the 4th one was a little bit weird, they took it in a bold direction.
Are they doing a 5th?
They're always
With him in it, I heard.
Is it still up in the air?
It's not up in the air. I think it's started filming.
Oh,
that I would love to see that. But Indiana Jones, How to Train Your Dragon.
I like the How to Train Your Dragon series.
Such a good series. Like the second one when they're singing their song, that was so sweet.
I like the Light Fury and the
Night
Fury.
Night Fury.
Night Fury.
I also think it's funny. Whenever I say dragon, I picture how Hiccup says it, where it's kind of dragon, dragons.
what's your third?
Third, right? Lord of the Rings slash.
Ah, called it.
I mean,
I was waiting. I thought it was going to be first.
Even though both of you hate it,
neither one of us hate it.
made fun of it.
It's just
all
a really
last
long
time.
series.
Don't put me with you not hating Lord of the Rings. I didn't say, well, they're boring. I fell asleep.
They're not boring.
The Hobbit, I love the Hobbit ones because they're action because they don't walk the whole time. They run. They move
And
those
they
little
ride
feet.
ponies for the first bit.
Yeah, and they move their little feet and just... I just got so bored in the regular Lord of the Rings movies because most of the time they're just walking around talking. And I get it. You got to explain the story. And it's an in-depth story. There's a lot of shit happening.
You know what this reminds me of? Our last session of D&D, where we had the whole session was us traveling to the next town.
Yeah, but we did things on the way.
Not really.
Matt did.
Matt did.
Matt shot a ghost deer with a knife, and it looked at him and bounded off into the moonlight.
And I had an owlbear. And I think that's all we need in life.
That's true. That is. That's all we need.
So, if you could redo a series or rework a series of movies, or remake them or whatever, what series would you want to do that with? Jeff, you're raising your hand.
Harry Potter. I've said it multiple times. I just think they could do a fleshed out story now.
Yeah, that's fair. You could see more of it.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah?
Lord of the Rings, so it's not so boring. Just kidding. I'm kidding, buddy. I'm kidding, buddy.
I still want to watch the extended editions.
Oh God, please don't invite me.
You can do that alone.
Do not invite me.
I'm not watching it.
Do not invite me. It takes just as long to watch all 3 Lord of the Rings movies extended edition as it does to watch the prequels and the original trilogy of Star Wars.
No,
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I have to say my series, I mean, they only did one. Well, I mean, one of my 2 series would be Aragon.
Uh-huh.
The one movie they were going to make into a multiple book or multiple series, they only did one.
I wonder why.
But I love, like, this right there on my shelf too. I loved Aragon. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic book. The movie was just shit.
Woo.
And it had Jeremy Irons in it. Ooh. And it was shit.
It was garbage.
The second one, they got everything wrong. It was just terrible. I'm sorry.
We can't dwell.
It was just terrible. And then my second one, it was just in my head, and then I just flitted away.
Percy Jackson?
I was just gonna say.
Percy Jackson.
Can I throw another one in there? Percy Jackson.
The first Percy Jackson and the second one were just not good.
Well, they changed it.
Yes.
It's another one of those. They changed what was happening from the books. The books make perfect sense. Yeah. It's an easy story. And I don't mean to trample on your time here, but
claiming my time.
I'm speaking.
Excuse me, sir. I am speaking.
But I think my biggest problem with books to movies is that you literally have, I know we already talked about the topic, you have the book. That is what the movie should just be. You have the
source material. It's
just
right there.
Follow it. If I can read the book and it makes sense, I think you can just pull out the fucking lines they say in the book, throw it in a movie, and call it a day. That is my TED Talk.
It puts the book puts the story and moves the story along. It has dialogue in the book. People say, oh, well, it doesn't translate, blah, blah, blah. Then don't make it into a fucking movie. If you don't think the source material that's there translates into a movie, into a stage play, into a musical, then don't make it into such. That is my TED Talk.
I agree with your TED Talk.
I think that's so stupid. But no, I loved all of the Percy Jackson books.
Have you read the other ones too?
Which ones? The other one that Rio Raiden?
Yeah, he has a couple series.
Riordan?
So he has the Roman side. They do the Roman stuff, which also Percy's in those and stuff as well. He did a Egyptian one.
I knew he did that. I just haven't read them all.
The Egyptian ones are pretty good, and now he's doing a Norse mythology one.
Yeah.
Well, because inside the books there were other characters, and I know he did one of like Hades' kids.
That's in the third one?
Yeah, that's in the third and fourth ones.
And the fifth one?
I thought I had all of them. I have one of them. I think I loaned it to a child, obviously, because I'm an adult.
Did they come in?
And they didn't give it back to me.
Is Labyrinth the third one? Sea of Monsters.
Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters.
Spork of Destiny.
Spork of Destiny. But I mean, Pierce Brosnan was... Come on. If you're going to put him in a movie and you make him that... Just pathetic. But Hermes' son was real cute, though.
And they totally fucked up that story, too.
Yeah, they messed up his whole storyline. Athena, hated the girl that played Athena's daughter. I also hated the satyr.
Yeah.
I hated him, too.
Yeah.
I didn't like Percy Jackson either.
Oh, but he's cute.
No, he's not.
Well, anyway, Larry, you're up.
They did also make that into a musical. They made it the Percy Jackson Lightning, but it's not called Percy Jackson. I think it's just called The Lightning Thief.
Yes.
But I haven't listened to any music for it.
I haven't either. I was going to go see it, but then there was a pandemic.
Because everything happened and someone didn't know how to
I'm sorry, did you have anything else under the second one?
I'm actually looking at the thing to go, did I... Anything else? No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. But I would redo that series in a heartbeat.
So we know you're going to redo the Lord of the Rings movies, but what else are you going to redo?
I think he thinks Lord of the Rings movies are perfection.
I know.
I do.
I know.
It's like, and I'm reading through the book right now, and believe me, it's drier than the films, But my thing is, I'm a big world building person. So when they're like, here's 20 minutes of like scenery and swelling music, and I'm like, ooh, take me there.
Oh no, the music's great.
Music is wonderful.
But if I were to redo a series, honestly, I would say
Rocky? No, I'm just kidding.
Star Wars. Not because I don't like any of the
What
films.
part of Star Wars?
I would. There are
The first 3.
there are little bits in the prequels and the sequels that I would like to change story wise. That could go for a much longer conversation, but there are little things here and there that I would like to
Save it
change.
for May. Save it for May. Foreshadowing.
But so we've talked about things that we would redo and why, but what makes a series good for you? What do you enjoy about seeing multiple movies of the same characters and things? Like, what makes that fun for you?
A character growth, honestly. Like, I know, like, in the Marvel movies, they have character growth because, I mean, every superhero is going to grow. I mean, Thor's whole first movie is about him becoming who he's supposed to be. It's just an interesting. I like seeing that. Also, I like to see what the character is up to after that. Mm-hmm. Also, and I just want to see honestly like how it changes and what their actions that they've picked to specifically keep in their series, how it foreshadows into the next movies and stuff like that. That's why I like serial movies. And plus, some days you can just sit down and watch all of them.
Yeah. I used to, when I was having a hard time like focusing on homework and stuff, I would watch the Indiana Jones trilogy. Because I know all of them line for line, and they're just fun to watch. So I would sit there be doing homework or something, and I'd just be listening and watching.
Not the Shia LaBeouf movie?
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry.
There was a fourth film?
Wasn't that about aliens or something? What about you, Jeff?
I think the MCU is actually a really good example because it builds up through multiple movies over the course of a decade to one singular moment. And throughout the entire movies, there's little bits, little things that pop up that all accumulate to Thanos coming and snapping. It all leads up to that.
Right.
And
Agreed.
they just do different parts of it. The characters grow. I don't really like... Tony's story ends well. I don't like the way he got there. I don't like Iron Man 3, where he's just having PTSD the entire time and just like...
You know, I enjoyed 3, but I agree it was the most Tony Stark of the 3, but it was the least Iron Man of the 3.
Poor rich guy who doesn't have his money now because he's something. Wow. Poor rich guy. Blah, 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 blah.
But the ending, sacrificing himself for everything, yeah, it's a good
It made up for a lot of stuff.
He is Iron Man. But just how they slowly, like, introduced the Infinity Stones and, like, mentioned them, and then they were in the movie. Like, in the first Avengers movie, there's 2 Infinity Stones in that movie. But you only really remember
realize.
the Tesseract. You don't remember that the Mind Stone's in there. Like, there's all different things that are going on that... And, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy is really what officially introduces...
They're like, hey,
Infinity Stones.
Here's Thanos.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy. And there are these things specifically named the Infinity Stones that he's trying to get.
Yeah. So, I think the MCU is a great example of how you can do it throughout the course of movies.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Because even if there are movies like that, like, I'm not, like, super thrilled about all of the movies in the MCU, but, like, as a whole, they're still very good.
You don't like Iron Man 2? You don't like Thor 2?
I don't mind Thor 2.
Thor 2
I don't mind it.
There were so many bits in Thor 2 that were good.
Right.
And then there were so many bits that were just like...
Did we see the same movie? I was being sarcastic.
We rewatched it, and I remembered thinking, like, it's not my favorite, but
No.
there are bits that I like.
I mean, anything with Chris Hemsworth and he takes off his shirt, I'm like, hello, I'm there. Thanks, do it again. Rewind.
Ragnarok was so good.
Oh, Ragnarok, especially the music.
Oh.
What do you think makes the series, though, Larry?
For me, it's like you guys were saying, characters. for the most part, because you can have kind of a convoluted plot if the characters are good.
Mm-hmm.
But like, my problem with a lot of horror films that I've seen is that the plot's really good, but I don't give a shit about the characters. And if I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the movie. Like, you could throw all the cool stuff in there that you want, but I think that's what makes a series good, is the characters.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But now we're going to go to my favorite segment.
What's your favorite segment?
Do it, babe. Do it. Do that one thing.
Oh yeah. Is it where we share our stories?
Why you looked at
Yes, I was like, did you forget? I'm
why-
pretty sure it's written down on your
at you.
paper.
I had to scour it.
Was that one of your good
myself.
smooth transitions?
You know it is. It's one of them.
Okay.
It's really good.
One of your favorite ones?
Melted butter.
Oh,
So what segment are we doing?
share a story.
Well, we're going to share a story. And this week, our theme for share a story is going to be the movies. So, Jeff,
Movies.
tell us a story specifically related to the movies.
My favorite movie experiences have been the movie marathons I've gone to. I went to the Age of Ultron movie marathon,
Mm-hmm.
which was like 24 hours. It was rough. I did the episode 7 marathon where they did, for Star Wars, where they did episodes 1 through 7.
Uh-huh.
Skipped the 8 one, but then I did do the complete Star Wars series marathon.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure my soul left my body at one point. I didn't sleep at all.
Wow.
I watched every movie, which really pissed me off because Patrick was there, and Patrick has seen episodes 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, and 9.
He hasn't seen the original trilogy?
No, because he slept through it.
I mean, I did that as a kid, but I was young. I was a different person then.
He had never seen Star Wars until he met me.
Shame.
Yeah, and he started with episode 7.
For shame.
He likes the prequels.
He likes what?
The prequels.
Shut up.
Okay, but there were a lot of good things about those.
He likes them.
Whoops.
Anyway, what were we
Sorry.
talking about? Oh, my favorite stuff. So I really I like doing the movie marathons. I find them to be a lot of fun. Yes, it's not so much fun at the end because you're pretty much dead. But especially like when I did the Star Wars marathon, the all 9 episodes, I was really concerned when we were getting up to episode 9 that I was not going to be okay. Like episode 7 came and I was like, oh yeah, I'm okay. Then episode 8 fucking hit me. We got to 8 and I was like, oh, I've been in this movie theater since yesterday. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. I haven't slept in 24 hours. What is happening? I'm stuck in Disney Springs. What am I doing with my life? But then as soon as episode 9 hit, I was awake. Like I was,
Well, yeah.
I was ready to go. And then I got home and I got some Blaze Pizza.
Ooh.
Got some.
And then you crashed.
Yeah, and then I slept for like 6 years. So I actually just woke up today to record an episode. That's how long I've been asleep. It's just been my body double here the last couple ones.
Body voice double. It's your robot.
Yeah, he updated me on everything that was happening.
It's your Weibo.
But I think those are my favorite ones to do, especially when you go and do them with friends and stuff like that. I may have invited you guys to it, but you guys didn't go, but that's okay. But
We had to work.
it's fine. They gave us blankets at it, and we still use our blankets.
Aww.
They're really nice Star Wars blankets that have every episode name on it and like the Star Wars like writing
But
and
do you
stuff.
really both need 2 blankets?
Yeah, we're sitting on the
Why,
couch.
why couldn't you give us one?
We use them on the couch. He uses it when he's working in the office.
Fine.
I mean, you could have gotten one if you showed
You know, sometimes things happen.
up. But anyway, the fun part about those two, especially at the end of the Avengers one, they gave you like a medal and stuff like that. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun doing it with like your friends and stuff. And, you know, they give you free popcorn and soda all night, so you can't complain there.
Oh, I'd pee all the time.
You can use the bathroom. The cool thing about the Star Wars one at Disney Springs was because it's also half dine-in. So in one of the dine-in theaters that have like the recliners that go all the way back and like the heated seats, they turned that into like a sleep room, a quiet room, sleep room. So if you really wanted to go in and go to sleep, you could go in there and sleep for a little bit.
Wow.
But not Patrick. He just slept through episodes 3, 4, 5, and 6 in his chair.
Wow.
He he started to fall asleep at the beginning of episode 9, and I smacked him and I said, "You wake up, we're here for 26 hours to see this movie. You watch it right now, boy."
And friends, this is why we don't go to the movies with Jeff. I'd say mine's really stupid. People will probably think this is stupid. But when Big Hero 6 came out, Larry and I saw Big Hero 6 in the theater 3 times. Like, we saw it a lot. 1 with his crazy ex-roommate. 2, we saw it by ourselves so that way we could get the memory of his crazy ex-roommate out of our head. And then 3, one time after work. I worked late, he worked late. We spent this is when we were first staying. This was on that first year. And he and I spent the whole night talking the night before. So I was exhausted. But we watched Big Hero 6. And I lifted all of the seats.
Because we were in the very front
We
of
were
the
the
theater.
very first, no, of the top part. Very first of the top part. Not the front of the theater.
Oh.
And it was at Disney Springs, and I fell asleep halfway through. I laid on his lap. And then I woke up, and the movie was over. But it was just, I don't know, to me it was just a sweet time. I mean,
I remember
So
that.
cute.
it was just super fun. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorites that I remember. And then I had to drive home.
I saw The Dark Knight 9 times in theaters.
Oh my God.
It's a great movie.
Well, no, you're not wrong. It is a great movie.
I think 2 instances I can think of. The first is getting to go to the drive-in with you.
Love drive-ins.
Because it was just the both times. The first time for the
E.T.
80s movies.
and Jurassic
E.T.
Park.
Yeah, and the second time for Hocus Pocus. Both of those were just wonderful. But I think the other time that I really, really enjoyed going to the movies was when Scott Pilgrim came out and when Wreck-It Ralph came out. Because those are some of the only films that I've gone back to see in theaters. I love those movies.
I love the drive-in. I'm excited that it's getting cold in Florida, so we can go to the drive-in again. It's getting to where there's no bugs flying into my face, which is good.
It's getting
But-
Florida cool, which means it's less than 80 degrees during the day.
I do miss midnight releases of movies, though. Now that
Yeah.
they do them on Thursdays at like 7 p.m.
That's no longer fun.
I still remember going at midnight like to see the new Harry Potter movies when they were coming out.
Yeah.
We saw Watchmen when it came out. We all dressed up as different characters. I was Rorschach. No, I was Night Owl? Night Owl? I think that's his name. Whatever his name is.
Sure.
The owl one.
Sure.
I don't think it's Night Owl now.
I remember seeing
I'm
the
gonna Google
fourth
it.
Harry
It's bothering
Potter
me.
with a group of friends, and it was you had to get your own seats. Like they were number-wise. We could not get seats together. So we were all over the theater. Like it was all over. And the air condition broke halfway through.
It's Night Owl.
Oh,
Sorry.
The air conditioner broke halfway through the fourth Harry Potter. Was dying.
Yikes, but
It was the worst.
he's shirtless in that movie, so.
Do what?
I said he's shirtless in
Oh,
that
that's
movie.
your favorite one.
No,
he's
it's not my
shirtless
favorite
doing the
song.
egg.
It's just my favorite song.
Equus is your favorite. Ah.
That was
Well,
fun.
guys, I think we went to the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my popcorn.
I see the
And my
credit.
Cracker
The
Jacks.
credits are starting to roll.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all turn off the podcast.
But not yet. Not yet.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not
Trump, get
until-
out of office.
Not until you guys email us at gigglesandgaze@gmail.com
That was a nice transition.
or fuck me in the ass. I'm trying here. You can tweet us at.
Twitter. At Giggles and Gaze on Twitter.
Oh, it's supposed to be you. You can do our Instagram at.
Giggles and Gaze.
I pointed to Alan. I was like, why is it coming from over there? And then you can also find us on the Facebook, Giggles and Gaze. Oh, is it at? It's just
No,
Giggles
it's just
and Gaze.
Giggles and Gaze.
It's just Giggles and Gaze. I should know that by now. I've only said it like 10 times. Or you can listen to us wherever podcasts are found.
Wherever.
And if you have suggestions for things you want to hear in future episodes, just let us know wherever you want to drop a comment.
Let us know on Instagram. Point us to a page, and maybe you can be our man crush Monday or woman crush one day.
One day.
But yeah, just, hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to listen to. Because until then, it's going to be what we want to listen to, or we want to talk about.
It's always going to be what we want to talk
always
about.
gonna be what we
I do want to throw a PSA out there. Please be safe on Thanksgiving. Make smart choices. Don't drink and drive.
Indeed. And make sure that your gatherings, if you can keep them smaller, go for it. If they are larger, please take proper precautions.
And if you are drinking, shots for Biden. Pour one out for him.
Yes. Pour a shot for Biden.
We'll do the musical episode sometime soon. Well then, this has been Giggles and Gays. I'm Larry.
I'm Ellen.
And I'm Jeff. And you guys keep calm and giggle on.